just mind shifting.
It's changed my life. If you want to win, this is how you can do it.
Oh, let's go. You came to the right page because it's that time of year. It's time for the Men's Winning Circle Conference. The biggest, the baddest, the best men's conference on the planet. Bro, this ain't just a meeting over many days. This is a movement of men, listen to me, that want to win in what matters. And this page is your entry point into being a part of a movement of men that are no longer one-dimensional, winning in one area and failing in the areas they ought to be winning in. It's time to win. You heard me. I said it's time to win. And it's time to win in what matters. Spiritual life, I want you winning. In your health, I want you winning. In your integrity, I want you winning. I need you winning in your family, your marriage as a parent. I need you winning. And I need you winning with your brothers in your tribe. That's right. Get your shift together is what we're all about. And this year's theme, 2026's theme is free. Yes, sir. How many of you want freedom? Freedom in your mind, freedom in your marriage, freedom in your ministry, freedom in your finances, freedom to be a man of integrity, freedom to be the man of God. How many is sick of being in bondage? How many is sick of being stuck? How many is sick of being enslaved? This year is all about freedom, and we have brought the biggest and the best speakers. Oh man, listen, we done stepped the game all the way up. And so this is what I need you to do. I need you to register right now for this conference. Don't be that dude that's looking out on the outside like we had some over every year. I'm coming next year. I'm coming now. You coming this year. Lock in. Don't be the dude who doesn't pour into himself. Don't be the dude who just thinks that he got it. Don't be the dude that just thinks he's good. Don't be the stubborn dude that just says, you know what, I'm straight. Don't be the guy that says, I'm okay. Don't be the guy whose wife is begging him. You take some initiative and get free. The word says, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. So don't miss this movement. Get locked in, and the movement starts before the conference. It starts before the conference. So the minute you register, you'll be a part of our database, and we're going to prepare you for the conference. You ain't just coming to the conference. We're going to get you ready for the conference. Readiness for what? For freedom. So come on, locked in. Pick your tier of registration, and I will see you right here in Atlanta, Georgia at the Hyatt Regency on April 30th through May the 3rd. Every single day matters. Get here. And let's get free. Peace. What is a breakthrough? The definition of a breakthrough is a significant, sudden, and important advance or development in a particular area, field, or situation. It can refer to a major discovery, invention, or innovation that marks a significant departure from previous thinking or practice, which has the potential to bring about significant changes or improvements in a particular field or industry. What is a breakthrough? A breakthrough can also refer to a personal or emotional milestone or a turning point in one's life, such as overcoming a significant obstacle, achieving a long sought after goal, or experiencing a profound insight or realization. What is a breakthrough? A breakthrough is a significant and transformative experience in a man's life that has the potential to change the course of history, to change the course of his trajectory, and to change his life. I've been chasing breakthrough my whole life, not realizing I was chasing the victory over me. You see, everyone wants a breakthrough until it's time to do breakthrough things. How do you know you need a breakthrough? You need a breakthrough when, number one, you're in bondage to something, addicted to something. Something has more power over you than you have over it. How do you know you need a breakthrough? When you're successful at work, when you're successful in stuff, but struggling with life. How do you know you need a breakthrough? When you keep hitting the ceiling over and over again
and you know that there's more. You know the potential is greater. You keep getting in your own way. Everyone wants a breakthrough until it's time to do breakthrough things. So if you need a breakthrough, you're in the right place. If you're hungry for a breakthrough, it's time to lock in. If you're finally ready for a real experience with God, you're in the right place. If you're finally ready to experience the healing that you've been seeking in your life, you're in the right place. If you're finally ready to find the courage to live your purpose, to pursue your dreams, and to walk the walk that you've been called to walk, you are in the right moment. If you are finally ready for a breakthrough in your marriage as a husband, in your parenting as a father, in your relationship with your own father, your own mother, you're in the right place. If you're ready for a breakthrough and you need the community that's going to push you to the next level of success and be safe enough for you to deal with your struggles and your jackups, you're in the right place. Jesus asked a man who was paralyzed for 38 years the most important breakthrough question that can ever be asked that I want to ask you right now. Do you want to get well? You didn't hear me. I said, do you want a breakthrough? Are you here for breakthrough? Did you come to be seen or did you come to get free? Sun Tzu in his book, The Art of War, says, the greatest victory is that which requires no battle. The greatest general is he who wins without fighting. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. But I love the way the Apostle Paul said it. He said, brothers, I don't consider myself yet to have taken hold of the breakthrough. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me in Christ Jesus. Press, brother, to your breakthrough. Press, brother, to your miracle. Press, brother, to your transformation. It's the running back that keeps on running that finally breaks through the hole into the end zone. It's the shooter that keeps shooting that finally finds his rhythm and knocks down the shots. Breakthrough is for the brother that keeps pressing, keep pushing. Your time is now. I said the time is now. I said the time is now. Breakthrough is not something that you're looking for. Breakthrough is something that you're living in right now.
he has something that is impactful for men.
This is hands down the most powerful and the most explosive men's conference.
This is not an event. It is a movement.
Hey, I was here last year. It was so lit.
I flew all the way from Toronto. The talks are phenomenal.
Everybody in here has something. If people knew about it, they wouldn't think the same way about it.
What's up? This is Katina Mobley. You need to be here. The reason why? Get over here now if you want to better yourself.
365 days later, and the Men's Winning Circle Conference is back. Come on, let's get it.
I said we're back. It wasn't my mic. It was your speakers.
No, man.
Get your shit together, Men's Podcast. We back.
Yes, sir.
Look at me sideways. It ain't me.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm saying, turn up your stuff, brother.
Brother, man, we got criminals coming on today, man. Man, one brother, man, had a court case, man. He was trying to get a court case beat. We got him on today, man. We got old Sakwe Akintunde. He added something else to his name the last time. I didn't know he had another little African, he got a long African name. What you think it mean? What you think his African name mean?
I don't know, man.
It's probably
Peace.
something like God is my strength, my rock.
Peace, strength,
I'm
tranquility.
King of Africa, something.
Something, man. Hey, man, hey, man, these Africans, man. I be dealing with a lot of Africans.
Watch yourself now. Come on.
I know. I'm just saying.
Starting off, Lord.
Starting off hot. Africans, I love Africans, but they really like to differentiate themselves from like American blacks a lot.
Oh, 100%. They like to differentiate themselves from other Africans. They don't
right.
Nigerians and yeah, okay.
Yeah. They be on it hardcore too. Like, I'm not black, I'm African. I'm like, hey man, we all on the same team, right? I just wanted to bring that.
We all on the same team. Listen, fellas, so glad y'all are here with us today. Listen, we back, and we about to get into this thing. We got a loaded lineup of guys, same guys that we had last week. We got the OGs and the young brothers that are here. And man, listen, man, we about to get this thing going. And I think we talk honestly. The reason why we're having this podcast today is completely because of some out-of-pocket statements that DJ Walk, aka Jason Walker, aka Run with DJ Walk, aka this dude almost is talking toxic. Anyway, so we're talking about toxic masculinity and hip hop. Is it a thing? Anyway, Jason kind of showed us some stuff about that last week. Anyway, we're about to get in this thing, man. Y'all buckle your seatbelts because we fully loaded today. Let's go.
Welcome to the Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast with your host, Dr. Myron Edmonds.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Welcome to the Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast. Myron Edmonds here. Got my man DJ Walk. And there's only one announcement that we're making. Ain't no sense acting like this is nothing else. This entire podcast for the rest of the year is going to be sponsored by the Men's Winning Circle Conference. And you need to go ahead and get your hips to the registration. Yo, Jason, we already have registered more. We have registered more people at this point than we had attend last year. So here's the things. There's some brothers out there thinking, you know how these guys, Jay. You know what I'm saying? This ain't on my agenda right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll get in at the last minute. It ain't happening this year. And the reason why is because we included the women in it. See, listen, I done already figured out why these guys are coming to the conferences. They're coming to the conferences, I say 50-50, because either A, some brother invites them, or B, they woman makes them go. So, man, we had a prayer call the other day. I called for all the ladies to pray for the conference. We had 200 women get on that call. And at the end of that call, I was like, now I need y'all to get y'all husbands there. Next thing I know, registrations start firing up, boy. Sons, everybody. So y'all, it's a new day, man. The ladies are involved in helping us get into the conference. You're not gonna be able to slide in at the last minute. It ain't gonna be no late registration. You need to get in now. Go to the website, www.winningcircleconference.com. Let's see. What else do I need to say? I think that's it. Oh, yeah. By the way, we're also hosting 100 young men. I think we've probably passed that already, of young men who are registered. So 13 to 25. Just like this podcast today, we're doing some intergenerational stuff, which I think is very cool. And without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get to it. So, Jason, before we bring these folks on, you may have some man laws that you want to I'm really curious. Go ahead, bro. I want to hear you guys say today.
Real quick, man, because I'm not going to be before you long, like my dad used to say when he used to preach. But real quick, man, every couple of years, the fashion industry loves to hit us with a new style for men. A couple years ago, it was the skinny pants, you know, and the short pants, you know. A couple years, you know, they hit us with a new fashion for guys. Seems like this year and a little bit of last year, the new thing that has been going on is these crop tops, man. These male crop tops. Now they're not like super crop top, but they're like a cut a little bit higher than your average tee. And y'all just be careful with these crop tops, man. Y'all just, you know, we don't want to see y'all navels.
I gotta bring.
You know, y'all just be careful. Listen.
Go ahead.
Listen, y'all just be careful with these crop tops. All right. I ain't saying that you can't rock them, and I know some of you brothers got that lovely 6 to 8 pack. I'm working on my little 6 to 8 pack myself. Want to show that off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you raise your hands up to praise the Lord, you know, your little crop top. You know, I'm just saying, y'all brothers be careful with them crop tops. We don't want to see too much crop on that crop. y'all just, you know, we're not gonna put y'all out there yet, but just know you're on notice. You're on warning. You're on notice. Let's take it easy with these crop tops. All right.
I'm glad we got Jamie on here because Jamie is, to me, one of the best dressed brothers that I have ever met in my life. This brother is on point. No, I'm serious. The real talk. This brother, and we have conversations offline. Jamie coaches me up. I watch Jamie's Instagram page. Y'all need to go follow his Instagram, The New Negro. Go ahead. I don't know. Is it up there or at Jamie Calsar? It's right there.
No, the New Negro. The New Negro. Follow that one. Yeah.
Now, Jamie, I know for a fact that you are about that life when it comes to fashion. Jamie owns things in his closet, guys, that most of us in here do not own. We do not possess these things. He has a keen eye for this stuff. Given what Jason has just said, who is not an expert in this area at all, he thinks he is. Jamie, I want to know, what is your response to what he is saying? Is he on point with this? Because you know the look. There's a shift that's happening, and the high-waisted pants are coming back with a little flare, and the jackets are more cropped. They're not hanging down to the ankles anymore and to the knees. What say you, a fashion aficionado?
The survey says Jason is absolutely correct. We do not need brothers wearing crop t-shirts. Seeing your belly button, seeing your 1-pack, 6-pack, that's not cool at all. I don't want to, and I'm seeing stomach hair and all that stuff going on. Your sweater can be cropped. Your t-shirt can be cropped.
Lift your head up. Every time you put your chin down, it's messing up.
Let me change. Let me hold the mic for this.
Bro, you sounded demonic. You sounded demonic for a second there, bro.
Is this better? Does this sound better?
Oh, yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
All right, let me hold the mic right here. We do not want to see men in crop t-shirts. We do not want to see brothers when they raise their hand, they hold belly button, navel is showing, hair, the underwear. That is not cool at all. Now,
I know for a fact these two young brothers right there wear them shirts. I know for a fact I've seen O'Shea and Camden wear them fattest shirts.
Now, for the younger generation, now let me say this. If you over a certain age, there's certain trends you need to leave alone. There's certain things you don't need to touch. Leave that for the YNs. Now, you can have a crop t-shirt, but I don't feel like it should be showing your belly. You raise your hand, you got your belly popping out. and you over 40 years old, nah, you need to put that down. That's not cool. We're not rocking with that. So yeah, I'm survey agrees with Jason. He is on point with that.
Now,
with that,
you know,
with
as
that.
much as I respect
Floss in your underwear and everything. You know,
Yeah.
y'all,
we
listen,
ain't doing that.
y'all, as much as I respect what y'all are saying, I was expecting that Jamie wouldn't have responded so emotionally. I would have thought that he would have been more thoughtful in his response. Let me tell you why. Talk to me, O'Shea. When I'm in the gym and I got something to show, I'm showing it. I'm gonna have a cutoff shirt. I'm gonna have a cutoff shirt. You might see them abs. You might see you, but see, the problem is most of us on here, you talking about can we bench 225? The reality is y'all go to Planet Fitness where they don't allow you to wear them shirts. They got the rules up on the wall that you can't expose them. But if you go to a real gym, O'Shea, come on, talk to me. Shouldn't a brother, if the dude, his body is in order, his shirt should be cut up so that you can show that stuff. Talk to him, O'Shea. Talk to him.
Hey, man. I ain't gonna lie. There's a certain degree of crop that we can't exceed. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, O'Shea.
I am a fan. I crop my shirts, but I only crop my shirts so the belt can show. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an aspect of the outfit. You know, the shininess of the buckle or the black or brown. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show
about the gym. You ain't wearing no belt buckle to the gym.
I know. That's what I'm saying. In the gym. Now we talk about the gym. I ain't trying to have, when I raise my shirt, I don't think my belly should be showing. I don't think my belly should be. It's either I take my shirt off,
are you single?
or I cut the arms off. You know, get the arms showing.
O'Shea, are you single? Are you single?
Yeah,
bro, crop that shirt, bro.
O'Shea,
crop that
O'Shea,
shirt.
don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Some third strap.
I'm cool.
I know for a fact Cam is wearing that stuff. I've seen him. He's wearing these.
Oh, Cam definitely is cropping his shirt, dude.
Yo, what? Yo, that's
definitely
crazy. Relax.
Having the belly button showing, that's wild.
Cam is definitely cropping his shirt.
Y'all remember Ezekiel Elliott was wearing them crop shirts.
Yeah, he was.
That was tough though. That was tough though.
I've been seeing dudes wearing.
Nah, I have a crop shirt. I have a crop shirt on right now, but it's not cropped.
I'm sorry, Zach. What'd you say?
No, I'm just saying I see these cats
I can't
wearing these crop shirts where they don't even have to raise their hand to see their belly button.
That's preposterous. That's preposterous.
It's crazy.
Anyway, man, Jamie, honestly, we've been talking about this for a while, and we need to bring you back on very soon because Jason always has these man laws about like what dudes should wear, what they shouldn't wear. But these things are not being filtered by an expert. I need you to come on. Seriously, we need to have a whole podcast just on what we should be wearing and what we shouldn't be wearing. There's a lot of fads that are taking over. Number one, you got too many OGs, and you mentioned it before, rocking these blazers, tight jeans, and Jordans. Like there's a lot of stuff that we need to be calling out. But anyway, we'll do that later, fellas. We got a good lineup again, man. We had so much fun last time, man. We got to keep it going. Now, I am the only one on here who is not a hip hop aficionado, but these brothers have gotten me together. I have been researching, I've been studying, I've been downloading albums. And Zach, the other day, Apple Music gave me a suggestion, the top 100 hip hop albums of all time. And I've just been downloading stuff left and right. So much so that I went to look for some worship music on my phone. You know how you look in your recents, and there was no worship music there, man. I had the first thing that came up was Dr. Dre and Tupac, man. So I need to purify my Apple Music. But anyway, so I'm gonna do the best I can to set this conversation up. Then I'm gonna let Jason and the guys go ahead and cook because all of this is because of Jason. All right, so. Most of the guys on here, with the exception of Jason, are J. Cole guys. I know for a fact that Jamie Callisar is a Nas guy and maybe a few others. But, I mean, that's pretty much what I got in the last conversation. Jason felt as though we need to show more interest, show more love, if you will, some of these new guys. But he feels like J. Cole is corny. And there was a side comment that was made about J. Cole. These are not his words exactly that Jason used, but for those of you, our listeners and our viewers who are watching today, this is the foundation. This is the background, the genesis of the conversation that we're going to have today. That it can be humorous, but there's some really serious. There's some serious issues that we probably should discuss as relates to that comment. So Jason kind of insinuated that J. Cole was soft, a simp, just not a real tough guy because he actually apologized to another rapper about some diss tracks, or he had a diss track, he didn't release it. So I'm gonna give you the I have no idea what any of this is about because I still am not sure introduction, and then I'm gonna open up the floor for Jason to explain himself, and then the rest of us are gonna get in. Jason, do not back off what you said. So for those of you who have no idea what's going on, today we are continuing our conversation on hip hop, manhood, and legacy, but we are stepping into a very specific debate happening in culture. It's not happening right now, but it came up in recent months, maybe several months ago. So J. Cole shocked the hip hop world and pop culture when he apologized for releasing a diss track aimed at Kendrick Lamar. For those of you who don't know what a diss track is, this podcast is not for you. All right. And so he apologized for releasing a diss track aimed at Kendrick Lamar during the escalating rap battle that also involved Drake. These guys can clean this up when I'm done. Instead of continuing the beef, J. Cole publicly walked it back. During his performance at Dreamville Festival, I have receipts, he said, and I quote, "The lamest thing I ever did in my life. I felt terrible for 2 days. I pray that God will forgive me," end quote. And with that statement, he removed himself from the battle. Now, in hip hop culture, as far as I understand it, but all these expert brothers are going to help us today, diss tracks have historically been part of the sport. Am I right, fellas? Am I right about that so far? All right, okay. From battle rap to legendary rivalries, some people praised Cole for his maturity and his integrity. But others, like Jason, don't walk it back, Jason, called him soft, said he was a simp, said he was not about that life. And so he kind of violated the competitive code of hip hop. All right, so today we're asking a deeper question for those of you who are with us. What does this moment say about masculinity in hip hop? Does hip hop promote toxic masculinity? Is hip hop for the guy who is trying to mature and grow into his manhood? If so, who are these artists? The young brothers from last week. We have Camden on here, my son. We have O'Shea, Zach's son. Both of them said they started listening to J. Cole because they were growing up and they were maturing, start rocking quarter zips and things of that nature. So the question is today, is walking away weakness or is it evolution, even in the context of hip hop? So let's have an honest conversation. So with that, I'm going to pass the ball to Jason, DJ Walk. Would you go ahead and explain yourself? Because you've been dissing J. Cole in the chat. You've been dissing him publicly here. And some people feel like he's one of the best MCs right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to try to not get too emotional today because, I missed on the Air Max 95. The Neons came out and everybody was so thirsty. They bought them all out. So I'm very upset today. But basically what I'm saying is, you got to stand on business. So with the whole J. Cole thing, everybody knows, everybody considers the big three of this time, of this era, J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. And so when they had the song, he was on there popping his mouth and everything. And, this is the big two or whatever. The big three is not here. Blase. And so he goes full-fledged with it. And then he backs off, right? And then he backs off and then, so when Kendrick responds to that, now it's time to back off. Now it's time to be like, whoa, I don't want no smoke. And my big thing is, when you say something as a man, you got to stand on it. Not saying that you have to go full-fledged and go to war and fight and draw guns, but, you got to stand on business. When you make a statement, it's just like, somebody or me slapping somebody in the face and then, I'm like, oh, my fault, man. I didn't mean that, man. Chill out, back off. No, I mean, you did the action, stand on business and follow through with it. It doesn't have to go 0 to 100, but you don't gotta delete your diss track, apologize publicly. Maybe some of that could have been done in private or one-on-one. And that's another thing with J. Cole. I'm just tired of the fake humility, the whole thing with driving his Honda. I'm just tired of the fake. I'm tired of the fake humility. I'm tired of him backing away from comments just because I'm tired of all the pandering. His new album is full with 90s and 2000 beats and references, knowing that we love that era. That is the era that we cherish. So he wants to pander to our crowd. I'm tired of the whole thing with him. Not only me, but a lot of people in the hip hop community feel the same way as well. We're just tired of the fake community. We're tired of the pandering, and we're tired of the whole, I don't want to smoke on the quote unquote caption good guy. Be who you are, stand on business, and go through what you plan to go through. That's all. I'm done.
I just want to be clear that I'm gonna pass the ball to the resident scholar of hip hop here, Dr. Jamie Kalasar. But before I pass it to him, just to get his take on this instance, and maybe he can give us some more context around, battle rapping and diss tracks and stuff like that. And is it just art form or is it toxic? And then I want to hear from the young brothers and then let OG Zach kind of weigh in as well. So, Jason, what should he have done? I guess what should he have done?
Well, I think that he should have let the diss track stand. I mean, he actually deleted it off his album on Apple Music. I mean, it was just absurd, right? So just let the diss track stand. You said it, stand on business, and just let the chips fall where it may. He didn't have to do another one and another one and another one, but he should have just, even the apology would have been okay, but just to delete the whole music, that just didn't sit well with us and a lot of fans. Where would hip hop be, if Tupac would have just deleted Hit 'Em Up? Like those songs kind of shaped hip hop to where it is right now. Stand on business. You don't gotta delete the song. You can apologize, whatever. If you want to be soft and apologize, that's cool. That's on you. But let the music stay.
Okay, I got you. All right, Jamie, help us out here, Doc. Is Jason have a point, or what? Talk to us here.
Yeah. So Jason has a point in the sense of, in the spirit of hip hop, dissing and battle and rivalry was kind of like how you proved your manhood, your machismo. Somebody come at you, you got to come back at them. You wait a little bit. And we've seen throughout hip hop these the essence of, we saw KRS-One and MC Shan. We saw, there's tons of them. We saw some, I'm trying to name some of the big ones. LL Cool J versus Cannabis, right? We saw
50 Cent and Ja Rule.
That's right. Common, 50 and Ja Rule, Common and West Coast Connection. I think the biggest one, and I'll say the latest biggest one, Jay-Z and Nas. But I think the one that really took over hip hop in the sense of the toxicity that the beef had went to was obviously Biggie and Tupac, right? Where we lost two giants in hip hop because of silly beef, immature beef, right? And I would even say it wasn't so much as them, it was the players around it. They say that Vibe magazine cover sparked that brought in the East Coast versus West Coast, right? So there is that essence of hip hop. And me being a hip hop fan, I wanted to hear Cole go back at Kendrick, right? But then at the age that I am appreciative of the transformation of Cole being, courageous enough to be like, what, this really, I don't want no smoke. This ain't my beef. This is really between Kendrick and between Drake. And so I think Cole's brand is not a rah-rah dude. Now he's gonna be rah-rah with the lyrics, right? Like he got lyrics throughout that whole summer. He was going nuts on everybody's feature, where he was just like going at rappers, I'm the top rapper, all this other stuff. But when the beef came to his table, I think Cole looked at it in a sense of, this is really between two other people, not me. And also with the fact that this ain't my brand, this is not what I do, I'm about peace. And I also hear what Jason is talking about, that it kind of comes off a little bit with J. Cole, a little cosplaying with the Civic and all the other stuff. Like, dude, you got enough money. We don't got to see the Civic in the body shop getting fixed. Like you could go get like a Nissan Maxima or something like that, where like, I'm poor and I'm this with you and things like that. It can't come across as that. But I think just naturally who Cole is, I don't think he's
That was his car, though. That wasn't it. That was It was more nostalgic. That was the
It was
actual
more, it was more nostalgic, but it can come across a little bit like, all right, Cole. Yeah, we know, we get it. You a down to earth dude. We get it. We believe you. We know you. We see you. And look, I'm a Cole fan. Love Cole, so I can understand how that perspective can come through. But when I say with him with the beef, there's a transformation in hip hop, and I think we've been seeing it too. And Jay, you could probably attest to this, and everybody here, that there's a place in hip hop now where guys are more in touch with their emotions and more they're rapping about things that they wouldn't ordinarily rap about. Like Kendrick's album before this one was about his time in therapy, right? Like all of the issues that he's been going through. Big Sean released a whole album about therapy. Like these were topics that weren't in hip hop before. So we see kind of like this transformation and maturity within hip hop that's happening right before our eyes.
Yeah, and there's some people that don't like it. They don't want to see hip hop artists driving a Civic. I guess they'd rather him drive a Bentley or a Bugatti and popping bottles or whatever. Man, you guys should be ashamed of yourself.
Shooting people up.
Oh my Lord. Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna bring O'Shea and Camden in here, and then ask Zach. O'Shea, Camden. I know you guys are big fans of J. Cole. You guys shared some of the reasons why last week. So do you think Jason has a point, or you think Jason is just hating as it relates to how different J. Cole is Jamie used a big word. He said cosplaying, which I'm sure you guys know that because it's big in pop culture right now. He's pretending, essentially. He's going too far. He's acting. This is all a show. What is your opinion on that, O'Shea? And then I'll go right to Camden.
So I can most definitely see that. Like just from the outside point of view, like he said, like you could probably get a Bentley, you could probably get Rolls Royce, whatever, but you choose to drive around in the Civic. I can see that, but honestly, like I feel like I give him more kudos, honestly, because it's like a lot of artists nowadays they trying to put on this persona, and like honestly, I feel like he's just being himself, and you kind of have to respect it. Like he's being yourself, and if yourself, like, doesn't matter how much money you got, you're gonna still be yourself. So I give him kudos for just being who he is. And the same car he was selling CDs out of 20 years ago, like that's real. I ain't gonna hate on that. Like there's no reason to hate on that.
Yo, so it's funny that you would say that because this whole platform, guys, is about helping brothers to heal and get in touch with their with themselves, and we're against toxic masculinity, but it almost sounds like you can't, like, so we don't want, and there was a bunch of fake rappers we know. Now let's just be real, and this is one of the reasons why I stopped liking versions of hip hop, because my assumption was that hip hop was a bunch of tough guys. Seriously, when I was coming up, even if they were pro-black, you assume they were about that life. You know what I'm saying? They embraced the machismo that you talked about, all that masculine bravado. And then it started to change. All right, I'll just say it started to change. But now y'all are saying, and this is why I hear Jason saying, it's like, no, you can't be that. You can't be a nice guy. You can't. That's unacceptable to be apologizing and to. It just seems like there's an old, like, traditional way of thinking about hip hop that these young brothers, they have embraced him. Like O'Shea's energy is like, he's like, I don't even care. Just let him be who he is.
Not real.
Camden, go ahead. What do you think about what Jason and what Jamie are saying? And then I want to bring the OG in. Zach has seen a lot of this unfold over the years. I want to get his perspective. Go ahead, Cam.
People gonna say something about everything. If he was flashy, they would say he's too flashy. So I mean, I don't really care. And about the beef, I ain't really tuned into it all like that. I was just enjoying the music. I didn't want to throw my 2 cents in, like, oh, I think he right or wrong. Or I wasn't paying attention to it. But people gonna say something regardless. So I just applaud J. Cole for just not caring. He continued to do it no matter who's saying.
Facts.
He's being cosplaying or whatever. I get it though for sure. Because he definitely got cheese. So.
Yeah, but just because you have cheese doesn't mean. I mean, most rich people in the world.
Oh yeah, you don't have to. A lot of these rich people, it's really, I ain't gonna lie. Where I'm at, my school, you wouldn't even tell like a lot of these people got money because they dressing like But yeah, I mean, but I don't care for real.
All right. So Zach, go ahead, man. Curious to know how you feel about this. You've seen the tide rise and fall on hip hop and all the changes. Is it toxic, what Jason is saying, or is it just hip hop culture?
It is hip hop culture. So I'll just, so there's real life and then there's hip hop, right? And so to Jason's defense, yes, historically, you know, hip hop has these rules, quote unquote, that require you to clap back. But I will say this, that hasn't always happened throughout the history of hip hop. The biggest beef is Tupac and Biggie, and Biggie did not clap back at probably one of the most lethal and toxic personal rap beef songs that you could ever hear. Like, you know, Hit 'Em Up was Tupac's song, and he said a lot of crazy stuff in that song. Very personal, very personal. And if you kind of dig into the story a little bit, so you know, Biggie's crew, like Mr. C and Lil Kim and all of them, they actually, when they heard that song, they were ready to go and fire at Tupac and go hard. They wanted Biggie to do the same, and Biggie refused to do it. Okay, so so coming back at an artist is not, you know, even though it is part of the rules, that rule has been broken before. So I just want to kind of point that out. The other thing is as far as this specific beef, I think there's a lot of context and stuff behind the scenes to it that, you know, we don't have the time to even go into this. But but very briefly, if you listen to Kendrick's song, the most popular one, "Not Like Us," right? There's a line in there that says, "You did Cole foul. Why you still pretending?" So obviously this song, he's talking to Drake and he's saying, you did Cole foul. The backstory to all of that is that somehow Drake convinced Cole to jump on this first person shooter song, thinking that all three of them was going to be on there. And if you listen to Cole's verse on that song, it kind of sounds like, because he's giving like props to Kendrick, Drake. They're talking about, hey, we are the big three and all this type of stuff. And then he went on some, you know, lyrical stuff like, but I feel like I'm the best, right? And so it almost sounds like it's plausible that he could have been involved, like Cole thought he could have been involved in that song. And then the next point I'll make, because there's a lot that we talked about here. The next point that I'll make is inside of rap beef, there's two types. When it started off, like back in the day, like in the 80s, when I really started listening was, you know, early 80s and stuff like that. It was about who's the best MC, right? Like, I got the best skill or what have you. Like, I'm the man, blah, 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 blah. You know, you repping your area, like the MC Shan, KRS thing, you know. So there's like, I'm the best rapper, skill wise. Then there's like the personal stuff that we see with Tupac, with 50 and Ja Rule and all of that type of stuff. I personally think that J. Cole is of the ilk of that first type of beef, where I'm going to display my skill set and I'll stand on that. Like, because he's been talking, Jamie, you mentioned him before in his features and all that type of stuff. He's been talking about, hey, you don't want to put me on your feature because I'll murder the song and I'll outdo you. but they still put him on there because it makes the songs popular. And he's been talking about how he doesn't feel like anybody can out rap him. And I think that's the type of beef that he would be interested in participating in. But now you get to all of this calling out each other, family, talking, all this stuff.
Yeah.
He's not about that life. And he's like, I don't want no part of that. So if that's where we going, then, because and Cole's down with TDE, Absol, all these guys are his friends. They're like, man, I don't want no part of this. Kendrick was his friend, or I don't know if they still are or not, but he was his friend. He's like, man, I don't want no part in this because y'all going to a level that I'm not even trying to go on. If you want to go bar for bar, I'd stand up toe to toe with anybody. And I think that's kind of where we're at with it.
Yeah, if I could jump in real quick. I think there's also too an element of fans really don't know how to react maturely to rappers, their favorite rappers having beef. And I'll go back to 90 to the Biggie Tupac beef. I didn't like nobody from the West Coast because it was I felt like Biggie was my hero, right? Like, yo, you coming at Biggie, you coming at me, right? And there's a story too, even with the Jay-Z and Prodigy. Prodigy has this video, and Prodigy's like, yo, me and my boys in here, Jay-Z's in the club. We could go get him right now. Like, and they really wanted to shoot him or do something to him. And Prodigy says Jay-Z was walking out the club, pointed at him and said, yo, fam, it's just music. And Prodigy right there, it clicked in his head. He's like, yo, you're right. It's just music. We're not trying to escalate it. So I think, man, that when it comes to teaching the hip hop world a bigger lesson about how to walk away, how to keep things to just on wax, or just saying like, nah, this is not it. I think Cole was courageous in doing that and why I was courageous in doing that, because we're going to be having conversations about this right now, right? Like some of us are actually questioning his masculinity that because you ain't fight back. It's almost like, it's like any of us here right now. If we get punched in the face on the playground and you go home, the rest of your days in that neighborhood is done. Because everybody gonna say, Jamie got punched in the face and he ain't hit back. So Cole, in a sense, was probably like, yo, I'm not a fighter. I'm just an MC. I love the art. I love the game. And I don't want to escalate it to another place. Like he made the track, and I think maybe Jason's point is backtracking it, right? Like don't release the track and then delete it. Release the track and just be like, you know what? I don't want that. But I guess Cole just felt
can
like
you release the track like that and still apologize for releasing it? That doesn't make sense.
So that's my thing about this whole situation. Because we're tying this into like everyday life as well, That's my thing with this generation is knowing what you say or having a mind to filter what you say before you do it, because everybody's not just going to walk away just like how you want to walk away. My big thing is, don't start it if it's not going to be finished. This whole Karen culture thing, where people say stuff and just say whatever they want to say and just think that you're just going to be okay with it. You have to watch what you say before you say it, because you never know somebody's response, right? So walking away is cool, but should he have gotten involved or said the things that he said or put himself in that position in the first place if you're not going to stand on what you said and knowing where it's going to go, right? I don't want anybody to my big thing, I don't want anybody to say something that they're going to have to regret, right? So don't even go there. Just say, hey, man.
So why are you mad that he withdrew the track?
Like, I'm not mad. I'm just saying, let the music stand. Let the music stand. Like, you don't have to.
Why he feels like if it's off brand. That's what I'm hearing. Go ahead, Zach.
So here's my thing. If it's off brand, don't release it in the first place. Right?
He didn't. He never released it.
No, it was on his album.
But I think in the parallel back to the real world, I mean, we all do this, right? I mean, we may say something out of anger or maybe even out of peer pressure, and I think that's some of what happened here. That takes us outside of ourselves, right? And so you have to be emotionally
notifications.
What's that?
Somebody's computer is getting
hella notifications, and it's
right.
Shut that down, bro. It sounds like some Outlook. I know it's you, Zach. You the only one with that Microsoft. You got mail. Sound like you got mail.
You've got mail.
AOL.
What was I saying?
No, you were just saying.
I was saying in real
everyday life, we do the same thing.
What happens? You know what I'm saying? It's like we say something. We have to be emotionally intelligent enough to say, you know what? I was out of pocket. I was even outside of myself. That's not who I am. I apologize, right? And we've all been in that position, whether in any of our relationships, our spouses, our siblings, whatever it may be, right? And so I think that it's just an example, right? But it's different in the hip hop realm. It is different, but it is an example of what we should be following.
But you can be sorry all you want. You can be sorry all you want, but you can't be responsible how I respond to you, even if you're sorry.
Well, he wasn't taking responsibility. He wasn't asking anybody to be responsible for, you know, or respond to his apology. He's just representing himself.
This is amazing to me. Are y'all hold on? Are y'all criticizing? Yeah, Ryan Poole is saying he didn't withdraw the track. He just decided it wasn't worth it to go forward. But I'm saying, are we? Let's. I want to make a separation because I really want to change the subject a little bit, or I want to progress the conversation. So I hear what I hear you guys saying. I think Jamie made that point, and then even by the young brothers' reaction, they kind of like. I'm just looking at O'Shea and Kevin. They kind of like they did not give that any energy. They still listen to his music. It didn't affect how they feel about J. Cole one way or the other, because the same way that Zach said he liked Tribe Called Quest and things of that nature, it seems to me like these two young brothers who grew up with their fathers, you know what I'm saying, who went to private school. You know what I'm saying? They grew up middle class. They like J. Cole because J. Cole is like them. That's the reality. They relate to J. Cole because that's the kind of guys they are. These guys are not, Camden and O'Shea are not violent guys who are from the hood in the streets. I'm just, if I could take it a step further. So I get it. There is a bit of cosplay with hip hop, right? There you have a persona, right? There's different rules of the art form. All right, we spend enough time on that. Let's talk about real life, though. Because some folks and the fans and people that listen, what are we teaching our young men? What do we believe as men is right or wrong? And Jamie brought this up, and I just want to say this and then throw it out here for everybody's comments. You keep using the example of somebody smacking you in the face, but that's not what happened. It's music, right? And that's what Jay-Z said. It's just music. Okay, cool. But in real life, if we all have sons, Jamie has daughters, but I'm saying, like, if somebody smacked my son, say he playing basketball or he's at the gym and somebody walks up and smacks him in the face. The question is what do we want to happen, Jason? What do we want to happen? O'Shea, Zach, what is right? Are we hip hop rules or real life rules? When a man is disrespected, when somebody whistles at, this is stuff that's legitimately happened to me. When I'm in public places and somebody flirts with my wife, whistles at my wife, says something like, okay, now, what are we going to do now when we feel as though that we have been high-handedly disrespected? Is it hip hop rules or do we respond differently? I'm putting it out there. I want to know what y'all's thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, I got daughters, so I digress.
Because the camera's on. Go there.
I digress.
So
hold on. Let me get the young brothers in first.
Yeah,
come on, O'Shea. I want to hear. Are you using hip hop rules in life, or if somebody disrespects you, seriously? I know we don't always know what we're going to do. I want to know what your values are about how you respond using J. Cole as a illustration. Do you walk away, or how do you handle these kinds of things, O'Shea?
You know, I'm still working on myself a little bit, you know. So I hope that I would walk away, you know what I'm saying, and de-escalate, because you know, I feel like that is the emotion.
I remember we used to have to calm you down when you was little, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's a whole bunch of lore I got on me right now. I ain't gonna lie, but no, yeah, honestly, I would hope that I can use my emotional intelligence, maturity, just set aside the fact that, you know, somebody disrespected me and turned the other cheek, just like Jesus, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I hope. That's the approach I hope to go into. You know, that's the approach I hope to have in that situation. But you know, things happen.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. How about you, Camden? Camden, you have told me about instances where you were living on campus in places, and there was dudes that were testing you. What's your general view about this? Like, I just want to know, like, do you feel like there is a limit to these things, or is it just like, bro, this is the right thing to do? I'm like O'Shea. I just don't know if I'm always going to do that right thing. And what's the limit? Go ahead. Let me hear what your thoughts, because you've been tested a few times. You told me that.
But there's a time and place. I feel like, personally, my biggest thing is like, I hate when people try to like, little boy, or you think you really nice, or just you think you just overly cocky, and you just try to portray that onto me like I'm some small, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that. So, and that's disrespectful. So if you're doing that, I don't know. If we at the gym like a Lifetime, I'm probably gonna try to contain myself. You don't know if they got a gun, or you don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm by myself most of the time. I'm at Lifetime or something like that. So probably gonna try to retain myself. But if I'm on a team and we're practicing or something, so I might slip up and lose my temper a little bit. But the best thing to do for sure is to be mature and hold your temper and not respond. But because you never know what, like how Uncle Jason said, you don't know how somebody's gonna react. And that's the thing, like with me, like, and that's why, like when I went to the public school for that one year, we went to what's it called? I didn't want to get no fights because you don't know like if you win, you don't know if you really gonna win. Like, because if you win, you could really go against somebody and they really not like done. Like they got to get their get back, and people are really like that. A lot of people are like that. So it's just time and place. I think personally. So, yep.
Yeah, like I couldn't agree with you more. You know,
what are you teaching Jackson? I'm curious.
Well, I'm no, Jackson is a live wire. I'm 200% teaching my son to walk away. It's 2026. You never know how somebody's going to react or respond. So that's why I always say I don't put myself in those type of situations, because I don't want to be faced with that dilemma on should I walk away or should I respond. I'm definitely not getting physical until somebody threatens the well-being of me and my family. You know, you can say whatever, but I'm gonna walk right out that mall. I'm gonna walk right out that store because I got to go home to a family and my loved ones, you know? So, but I say again, I'm not going to put myself in those situations where I have to make that decision, you know? So I'm not going to jump out there and say, hey, punk, what's up? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it moving, because I don't want to be like J. Cole and have to slide back into simp mode because somebody checked my chin. Don't put your chin out there to be checked in the first place.
We're playing games. All right, we're playing games. I want these OGs to step to the mic and stop talking like you on a podcast. The doors of the church are open, but they're closed. We sit in the room. I'm asking you this, and for all the brothers that's listening out there, put the kids aside. Are we going to train our kids to do what's right? I'm going to give all of us have wives on here, except these two young brothers. Somebody says something slick to your wife in your presence. Somebody puts their hands on her. I want to know. I want to know what's the threshold. What is men need to know? And I just wonder, all of us here, we're good guys. We're the backpack guys that y'all talked about the other day. No, Jamie's from Brooklyn, but Jamie is not a killer. He's not a fighter. He's a lover. I'm just saying, Zach, he's lived in some cities. I mean, our kids are probably more a hood than us. I mean, like they lived in Cleveland. I mean, but my point is this: we're straight-laced guys. We're educated guys. What is the limit? And is it ever right to have to defend one's self? And what are those circumstances? I want to know from y'all. When will you say I might have to die? Camden said. Camden said every win may not be a win. That was very well spoken.
That's a fact. Very well. That's it.
Yeah. But even with your wife, because here's the loss.
if you don't, and there, listen, let's say you don't step up for your wife and some dude comes and says something slick and you tell him, let's walk away. Your wife may look at you when you get home like, this guy can't protect me.
Exactly.
A woman's number one love language is security. And she's saying to herself, he didn't say nothing. He let this man just, I'm just curious. Y'all tell me.
No, I agree.
I know y'all saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost, but I want to know when somebody disrespects your daughter or whatever, what are we doing? What are we going to be doing?
Let me just briefly say, just to be real, you get that work.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's how.
So, what's the song? Try Jesus, but not me. Because I throw hands. If you disrespect my wife or my daughters, I'm gonna pick my battles, right? And I think the art of war, right? Not every battle requires throwing hands. I'm gonna say something. Now, if you come at me and you are habitual button pusher, like stepping, like going further, then we're gonna have to escalate this little situation a little bit more. But my first reaction is not gonna be to fight. I'm gonna try to use my head, because I noticed that one thing that I've realized when working with young men or just working with men in various situations, sometimes we move with our heart and not with our head, right? And what I mean by that is that we would react emotionally. And going back to the Cole thing, I think Cole released that, Cole released that track emotionally. Emotionally, he did it. And then I think his head got into it and he was like, you know what? I don't need this beef. And I think we all, but I know for a fact that look, man, if somebody touches one of my daughters, I will show up with a bat. I will. If somebody messes with my wife, I will have to go a little further. Because like you said, Myron, I'm not trying to come home and my wife is looking at me like, yo, I married a weak dude. I got to protect my fort at all costs. So I'm not advocating fighting or violence. But sometimes there may come to some situations where you have to let folks know what's really good. God did it all the time with Israel, right? It was like, you coming to mess with Israel's going to war. Y'all messing with us, we're going to say, but we're not going to start with you. So
there's some people out there that want to test you. I want to read this quote, and I'm going to get more feedback here, especially from Jason. He's got very quiet on this side about this, but I was just saying, Sun Tzu, who was largely respected as a lot of our concepts of war and fighting. A lot of athletes read the book, The Art of War. Y'all have heard of Sun Tzu, right? Everybody here. Okay, so this is what he said, and I love this quote. He says, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting."
Yeah, and like I roll with that 100%, man. It's some things aren't worth fighting. You know, like I'm not gonna get involved unless I feel like my well-being and my family's well-being is in danger. Now, if you do something crazy, I ain't turning down no fades on the dead homies on hood. You know what I'm saying? I ain't turning down no fades. But on hood on the dead homies. So I'm just playing. But look. But that's only if you get physical with me. You know, we all have beautiful wives. And dudes gonna say stuff all the time. Now I might turn around and give you a look like, hey, you know, but it's not gonna escalate until you put hands on somebody, because you, just like Cam said, you know, a win is not always a win. Man, I'm from the east side of Youngstown, and I done seen dudes catch one-on-ones and then right after school somebody pull up on you. You know, so a win's not always a win. You could win in the moment, and just like they say, you win the battle, but will you win the war, right? So you got to watch what you do. Don't put yourself in those predicaments. That's all.
Your wife said, "I'd rather have a soft dead husband than a soft alive husband than a tough dead husband."
It's nuanced. It's situational, 100%. There are times where you might have to be that first person to put your hands on somebody if it's that egregious. You know, you assault my wife, I'm going to put hands on you, period. You grab her, you spit on her. That has happened to me, right? You're gonna get that word. I you know, ain't no 12 on the podcast, right? Somebody spit on my wife, man. I tried to run him over. Straight up. I lost it. So I'm not advocating, running anybody over, but I'm just saying, like, there are certain actions that require hands.
Well, you were not in your right mind. You were not in your right mind. Listen, most guys that really, and I'm just telling you, I'm not a tough guy. I'm not from the streets. I am a thinker. I'll do that all day. I will tell you though, but there are guys that are like that, and they don't think the way that I think. It's not even a thought. Like my brother was like that. My brother just fought at the drop of a hat. There was no reason. He had a switch that was easily switched on. And I'm saying there's almost a moment of temporary insanity. You weren't thinking, you know what, I need to defend my wife. You were thinking, man, this dude violated me. I'm about to kill him.
Well,
it was just a response. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's levels.
Yeah.
It's levels. And you have to understand the situation that you're in. Just like Cam said, a win's not a win. Most recently,
win is not a win.
Most recently, me and O'Shea, we got in a tussle with some cats. And when I
hold on.
Yeah, on the dead Hovies.
Hold on.
You and O'Shea fighting people, beating people up.
Bro, I mean, you about 50 years old. You just got in a fight with your son.
What the age got to do with it?
Hey, catching the fade with your son, man. Catching the fade with your son.
Hey, them Hebrew Israelites are doing too much, bro.
Hold on. Zach, don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying we need some context, bro. It's not often that I'm talking to my boys and they was like, yeah, me and my son, man, we just got in the tussle the other day. I cannot say that. What happened?
I mean, I'm going to go into the long story, but dude put his hands on O'Shea and then try to buck up on him. So I'm going to raise up on him too. And both of us was up on him, right? But the thing is that, again, you got to read the situation, right? So
it was too many. It was too
many.
Man
was rolling deep, like 50.
It was too many.
Like 50 deep, and so
50 men.
It was the Hebrew Israelites that was at the little stadium.
So they all swarmed up, and once I looked up and I saw what was about to go down,
bro, y'all was about to rumble with the Hebrew Israelites. This is amazing.
Yes, sir.
Why did we lead with this story? What is happening? This is epic, bro. How come you didn't tell me this, bro?
Like, there are situations, and then within the situation, you got to read the situation, and then you have to have the resolve and the maturity enough to say, you know what, this is a battle that I cannot win, even if it calls for the reaction. That sometimes you may not be able to go through with that because this is something that you cannot win, and the loss will be so egregious that you should.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hold on.
Wait 1 second.
Real quick. I got a doctor's appointment to go to, so I got to sign off because I got to be there at 2. But y'all keep rocking out. I'll be back next week. Love y'all.
Good. Now we can really talk.
I just want to tie in one thing to that statement, right? So back to the hip hop parallel. J. Cole put out that song, What If, right? Mm-hmm. And it is, basically saying if Biggie and Tupac had shown emotional intelligence to apologize, to really talk to each other and understand each other, what would have happened, right? Could it be possible that Tupac would be alive and Biggie would be alive?
Yeah. But let's go back to these Hebrew Israelites, brother. So y'all was getting ready to tussle. This was not a tussle of words. This was all right. Now, seriously though, I just want to say, and for the record, I'm not a tough guy, but I'm not afraid. Yeah. The thing that I am afraid of, and I'm not trying to be philosophical, I am afraid of my limit. I don't know what that is. And there's a lot of men, unless you have been in the heat of battle on a regular basis, you just don't know what is my limit. Like I see this in the military. These guys are trained. Some of them are trained to have a limit. Some of them, like special forces and others, they're
just imagine there are, for example, I don't know. I'll use this as an example. I was listening to a guy. I know I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I was listening to a guy today, and he was talking about, or yesterday, why it is very possible that the United States will lose this war to Iran. And this was his main point. His main point was not about weaponry, defense budgets, or anything of that nature. First of all, he said that we're not prepared to fight this kind of battle. He said, because for the Iranians, this is freaking jihad.
Yeah.
There is no limit. They are willing to die for this. I can tell you, being in the military, there's a lot of folk in the military, they did not sign up to die. They signed up to get the GI Bill. They signed up to get their student loans paid off. You feel me? They signed up to take care of their families. You literally have a country full of people, right, who are, I believe, the Shiites, right, Muslims, who believe that America and Israel is the great Satan, and they have no line, bro. They and their sleeper cells, they say, all over the world, waiting to be activated for these people who have been trained from the time that they've been kids to blow themselves up, you know what I'm saying, for the cause of Allah. That is a different mindset. Now, I know that's an extreme mindset, but I'm saying there's some people who grow up in environments and they have no switch. I have a switch. My son is on here. My wife is on here. I'm just telling my wife may be watching, my daughter. I just want y'all to know, I will defend you guys. But I will analyze the situation very carefully. And if it appears that I will lose this battle, I mean, and I will really give careful study to it, then I will make sure that we all walk away safely, perhaps with not our ego intact, but we will be alive. And I will go right into that kitchen like I do every day and cook you a meal, fully alive. but I will weigh the situation first. And I have done that. And I'm telling you right now, Zach, I have weighed the situation before. I have waited, and my wife, for whatever reason, she doesn't think like this. And I'm like, hold on for a second. I mean, she's from Cleveland, but why? Like, I think she more about that life than I am. I'm like, so wait, I need some advice, man. Is it all right for a man to have a limit and his woman doesn't have no limit?
Look, bro, my wife the same way too. Carlene will go to war. But I think I'm not mad at a man that chooses protecting his family over succumbing to an emotional machismo, trying to prove something in front of his family, right? Like like, dude, if Zach comes at me and Zach is vehemently angry, Zach will break me in half. I'm gonna do everything that I can do to de-escalate the situation, right?
Do you know Kung Fu?
I know no Kung Fu. I only got my mouth, bro. My mouth, I got a few little hands from growing up in Brooklyn. I already have assessed myself in certain situations, and I am okay. And I will look at my wife and like, look, baby, we're gonna take this L. We're gonna take this L.
I think that's real. I think that's manhood. I think when you are honest enough to admit, I don't have this. This is not a win for us.
I may be just a little off. Maybe everybody
wants to act like they're tough.
Maybe I got a screw loose. But I'm saying is that so in the situations, I've been in a situation where somebody, like I was playing basketball, they punched me in my chest, right? Just like you said, Myron, I know that this guy is he is Iran. He's gonna go to I can't go. So there's no point in me trying to even. But say that same cat did something to my wife, then I'm gonna get whooped that day.
Right. Now I say this. Now if Zach,
I'm gonna get in some stuff because of my wife. Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now I'll say this though.
She's the type of person like she will. If somebody says something slick to her, she's going, and I'm gonna be like, why couldn't you just walk away? Like,
right
now I have to get involved.
Now you have to get involved. But I'm gonna say this though: if Zach hits me, I'm not gonna run away. I'm gonna fight back. Now I'm gonna get thrashed or whatever, but I'm gonna fight back. But if there's a way to maneuver myself out the situation, then I'm gonna choose that. And yes, there have been situations where Carlene's mouth has gone off, and I'm like, oh gosh, not why? Now I got to get involved, right? Now I got to say something. But you know, if hip hop, and we're using the J. Cole example, and hip hop is the father to many fatherless boys. Like we learned from it. I think it was a good move in hip hop to see a giant like J. Cole choose another option than to go with what the culture and the media and all the people that would have made money off of it just to prove something that he already is. That's what I think what was smart about J. Cole was that I'm already a dope lyricist. I don't need a beef to make me any better. I'm that dude. I think Kendrick and Drake, it's been documented. Kendrick doesn't like Drake. For a lot of reasons, a lot of people don't like Drake.
Facts.
Because he appears to be like an imposter, an actor playing the role of a rapper, you know, and the ghostwriting and all that other stuff. And I think Cole realized this ain't my beef. I'm gonna walk away from this and I'm gonna be all right. The same thing we all got to do in life, right? This ain't my beef. I'm gonna just walk away from this.
No, that's good. That's good. We're over time, fellas. This was a good conversation. I do want to allow these young brothers. I want to allow these young brothers just to give us some closing thoughts. Man, where are y'all landing on this, fellas?
I got to roll.
Yeah. Go ahead, O'Shea. Let's get O'Shea and Camden in here. Just close us out. Give us your closing thoughts, man. What do you take away from this conversation before we end this podcast? Go ahead, O'Shea.
So honestly, I feel like most definitely talked about a lot of real stuff. Yeah, man. Cole, he took the emotional, mature route, and I feel like, why are we judging somebody when it comes to this hip hop atmosphere if that's the most mature thing to do in a regular atmosphere? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he set a good role. He set a good example of how to, like, another option to take when you have an altercation or something like that, which is valuable because a lot of men they don't have examples like that in their life where they got like a role model in their life taking an option besides violence. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate what Cole did, and I'd probably do the same thing, man.
That's good. I mean, hearing you say this encourages my heart, young man.
No, facts.
All right, Cam.
Came a long way.
Cam, close. Give us one final thought before we close this out. By the way, I'm still in that, man. Every win is not a win. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna have to preach that, Jamie. Go ahead.
I feel like it was a good thing that he backed out. It wasn't his type of beef. I agree. He's more of like a rapper, MC kind of guy. He's not I'm about to talk about your family and your kids and your personal life. So he took the high road. People need to see that too. Also, a lot of people actually got inspired off that. I'm not gonna lie. I was on TikTok. People kind of taking inspiration from that, saying, "Oh, he's being a bigger man." Blah blah blah. I kind of respect that. So I think he did the right thing ultimately.
Yo, good stuff, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Dr. Kaula Sar, always dropping gems. Thank you, Cam. Thank you, O'Shea. Thank you, brothers, for coming through. This is the Get Your Shit Together Men's Podcast, and we out here today. By the way, you need to register for this men's conference if you haven't. This is the best place to go if you're trying to learn how to be a man that is like Christ, who does not bow to his emotions, but is in control of his emotions. Go to the website, www.winningcircleconference.com. And this year, we're opening this thing up, ladies and parents, for young brothers. Just like our podcast was intergenerational today, so will our conference. We're accepting young men 13 to 25. Send your young men. Let there be an intergenerational move of God right there in Atlanta, Georgia, April 30th through May 3rd. We out of here. God bless y'all. Peace.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast. For more information, please visit our website, menswinningscircle.com. That is, menswinningscircle.com. Let's win in the things that matter.